Are you having cutout issues with your Talaria XXX? Let's talk about that. I'm Josh. You're in my garage looking at my Talaria, the XXX, 60 volt. We got about 350 miles on it. So 350 on this beast. She went up north this weekend. We ragged on it a lot. Still holding up perfect from everything I can tell. The only hiccup I've had since it was new, and I've emailed Luna Cycles about it, was the brake. The brake cut off, which would end up killing all the power, and it'd put the egg rider display, it would put it in a, what would it say, waiting. They just keep saying waiting, waiting, waiting. You'd flick the kickstand up, you'd hit start, you'd make sure no brakes were pressed, everything was good to go, still to say waiting, and it wouldn't do anything. So I contacted Luna. Luna's response was, have you unplugged your cords or unplugged the wires? And I said, well, I mean, and I did unplug my wires during the middle of the ride. I unplugged my horn, and it actually started to work fine. And then random one brake, it worked. You know, sometimes I'd unplug both brakes, it wouldn't work. It was like, what in the world? Or I felt like I unplugged both. Maybe I never had both brakes unplugged at the same time, up until I emailed Luna. But I would mess around, I'd get the bike going again, or I'd power it off and on and keep riding. You'd be going, you'd say you're going 40 mile an hour, you let off the gas, hit the brakes, you feel like you let off the gas, hit the brakes, you'd go to hit the gas again around the turn, there'd be no power. So what realistically was happening, I must have had throttle on and still touching the brake, so it puts the pretty much the vehicle in like a dead mode for a certain amount of rotations. So it's almost assuming if you hit the brake and gas, it's going to assume you're going to coast for a certain amount of time, and then it will reactivate. That's that waiting, from what I understand. But it was kind of weird to get the feedback from Luna Cycles saying just disconnect your stuff, and it was like, isn't that a safety hazard or not? But from everything they said, they didn't actually really want to talk about the safety hazard. So let me get the camera here and let me show you what I kind of did. And I actually covered these wires. So I have both of these, this here, this one here, my front back brake, and then this one down here. I didn't put anything there because it kind of hangs straight down, which you can tuck it in the headlight there. It's gone. So these, I put the rubber grommets they kind of give you. One here, one here. I did have this one in, but your front shock, when you go up and down, see how it separates there, so I wanted to leave this one a lot more room to give. Should have kind of done this from the factory, but yeah, I did put some black tape here so you can't see it from further away. Try to blend them in, and since then I haven't had an issue. I believe in my email when I was talking to them, I think they even might have mentioned take the kickstand sensor off. If you're having problems up there, take that one off. And it's like, man, what if this sucker is on and somebody just walked up and twist that throttle? You don't want this thing to go. But it hasn't worked, or I mean, it has worked perfect since. It hasn't given me any hiccups since I've disconnected those wires. And I committed to it, obviously, by taping them off. So if it worked right out of the factory, if it was only cutting power when you were pressing your brake, that'd actually be nice, just for another safety aspect of it. But if it is going to kill the throttle and give you no power for a while, that's not fun. So let me set you back down, and that's pretty much it on that issue. If you undo those, I say keep that lever down there, keep that activated, because last thing you do want power to be dead when you have that kickstand down, just for safety reasons. But I did want to go over that because I was looking for this stuff online and nobody helped me, nobody could find it, and I'm starting to see it on Reddit a little bit more and more. People are kind of talking about it, and I guess it was normal, but from somebody that's not in the e-bike world, that wasn't normal for me. I figured when you pay $3,000, $3,300 for a bike, that it's going to work how the factory wanted it to work. But I guess it's meant to just cut those and cut the ground wire. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe. I got another video coming up. I'm going to compare, the next video will be comparing this to the Aerial Rider, a totally different vehicle. But thank y'all. Have a good one.